Today, I'll test drive the cheapest Chevrolet SUV in the United States. But is it really a good deal? Or is it a little trick disguised as a special offer? It has an engine that's smaller than you think, but let's see if some owners have already reported complaints about failures. I'll discuss that with you later. More importantly, is it better than a Kia Soul or Nissan Kicks? We'll cover that too. It's the Chevrolet Trax 2025 Welcome. Let's discuss the Chevrolet Trax's exterior, which I find interesting. Let's start with the color. This burgundy stands out, even on Chevrolet's cheapest SUV now that the Malibu and Spark are gone. It's been several years since it was discontinued here in the United States, so the Trax became the Chevrolet model, cheapest one, the Trailblazer. Others might think, well, the Trailblazer, but the Trailblazer starts at $3,000 more expensive. This color is an elegant color. Burgundy itself is an elegant color. Let me know in the comments if you like a burgundy vehicle or not. On this one in particular, it gives an elegant touch to a vehicle that, as I said, is the cheapest one from the brand. The front grille has great functionality, and the chrome bar with the Corpatine logo in gold contrasts well with the colors. I really like the headlight assembly. It gives the vehicle character and personality. The Chevrolet Trax has LED daytime running lights. We also have an LED projector headlight and the entire headlight assembly. Well, I think it looks good. On the Chevrolet Trax, the presence of the silhouette looks interesting, let's say. The profile of the Chevrolet Trax looks good. I think it looks athletic too, kind of a combination of athletic and elegant, and that's good. We have the mirrors with their base in black. Also, the top part of the casing is the same color as the body, and the wheel arches are in black. Also, this plastic in contrast with this color, I think it looks good, right? In the combination. And you have tires that cover 17-inch rims, and what's under the hood? Well, this is one of the things that Cialico. It's 777. You started at the start. What is he introducing? Version? Something really good, and in terms of driving impressions, what can you expect from this Chevrolet Trax? Well, this one doesn't come with all-wheel drive. It doesn't have all-wheel traction, it's only front-wheel drive. So if there are a lot of unpaved roads or a lot of challenges where you live, on the roads, well, it's likely not the best for you. Although I've seen people taking a Trax out there, really pushing it in other places, and then you'll be able to tell us if it responds or not. But anyway, in terms of its actual highway handling, the automatic transmission is better than a continuously variable transmission, but it's not very fast. That said, I think the engine responds well. Look, let's do a bit of acceleration, take some curves here to really test the performance, the dynamics, and the steering. A bit sluggish, but that's typical for this vehicle. Same as the previous generation. There's not too much precision, but I think it's adequate for most people who buy a Chevrolet Trax. In terms of acceleration, it responds to you. It chokes a little there, don't expect too much from that 3-cylinder. And in terms of noise in the cabin, experience-wise, let's say, when you drive it, there's quite a bit of wind noise. You can really feel what's happening, let's say, with the rolling, noise gets in. But, well, we're talking about this price level, so maybe there could be better soundproofing in the cabin. I think so, but you can hear some of what comes in here. The suspension is neither too firm nor too soft over some imperfections, and it transmits them to the interior. Visibility. Probably some people will need to lower the rear seat headrests so as not to limit visibility so much. Don't you have a rear view camera here? No, that's the kind of feature that General Motors offers. Chevrolet offers it in other models. But as for the visibility itself, well, it's not bad. I also find the driving position comfortable for the type of vehicle it is. And here we have to highlight versatility, fuel economy, and design level. How did it improve? All those things, you should keep them in mind if you're in the market for an SUV. Of this size, at this price, and with these features, the model is a bit lower. That's why it looks more athletic for 2025 compared to the previous model. Here in the back, We see the spoiler's aerodynamic function, which I think is well done, and the brake light is integrated into it. We have its rear window wiper located here. And look, I also think the horizontal taillights converge very well in this rear section. No, you can really see the good design work they did here on this Chevrolet Trax. Here it has the system without a cap or screw. I really like this capless system without a cover. And speaking of fuel, you can expect a combined average between city and highway of 30 miles per gallon. What's in the cabin is interesting. I'll discuss that next, but first, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I have videos covering accessories, rankings, reviews, and user complaints. Well, there's a lot of content and also special events, news that manufacturers give me firsthand, so I have content for all tastes. Take a look and subscribe. Now let's go inside. The interior details of this Chevrolet Trax, and let's start it up so we can appreciate its beauty. How is the design set up? The materials, the dual screens here. This screen oriented toward the driver. This looks good overall. Those were some of the details that changed with the construction of the new generation, and honestly, it's really good. Also, the cluster is fully digital, which is another key benefit, as I mentioned. Some owners said it would go blank, as also reported with the Chevrolet Colorado. Any complaints about that screen? But it's not in all of them. So well, it's one of those things. All vehicles have their flaws. There's a saying in a Caribbean country, if it doesn't have one problem, it has another. The steering is very simple. It has its controls. There are the controls for the cruise control. You also have the audio controls back here. Do you have a simple center console? Have they thought about putting the cell phone here? The cup holder? Here, what you have is the auto start-stop. This is when the vehicle turns off when you brake. Well, you can deactivate it. It's not something I like very much. Compartment here. This LT model lacks wireless charging, but includes USB-C and USB-A ports. And your air conditioning controls? This design with the yellow tone is plastic. Remember, this is Chevrolet's most affordable SUV. The yellow color adds a modern, futuristic feel, and it creates a nice atmosphere here inside, in the cabin of the Chevrolet Trax. Another key point is that Chevrolet Safety Assist is standard, offering automatic braking, lane assist, and collision alert. And now let's go to the back, so you can get an idea, a good reference of how the passengers are going to feel. Is there good legroom? Despite being smaller than the previous generation, this one is actually a bit roomier. And honestly, yes, look, you have good space, good comfort for your legs, it feels good here, and you also have some USB-C and regular USB connectivity. Up front, it has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. How are we doing? With the rear space, you can see it here. It has good versatility and functionality. Here you can fit, I don't know, 2 or 3 carry-on suitcases. Here, what you'll find is your spare tire. I think it's good. I mean, you can also fold down the rear seats like this and it'll give you even more space. Much more versatile overall. It gives you a lot more flexibility so you can use that space whenever you need it. Now, what's going on in terms of complaints with this Chevrolet Trax? Well, I'll gladly tell you, several owners are reporting problems. Electrical issues, blank screens, and radio malfunctions. There are also complaints about transmission shutter and revolutions per minute fluctuations. In some cases, the air conditioning failed. Remember, these are reports from Chevrolet forums and owner complaints. Repairing the air conditioning took several weeks. And yes, on the highway it whined and road noise, but, well, that's also normal in this segment. And what about the competition? The Trax 2025 offers several advantages over rivals such as the Nissan Kicks. It provides more torque, a lower starting price, and improved second-row space. On the other hand, the Kia Soul boasts a more SUV-like design and a complete standard safety package. Also, the cost is similar or possibly lower. That's why you should buy the book Close Your Mouth at the dealership to get a good deal. And compared to the Ford Escape, the big advantage is the price. The Chevrolet Trax is much cheaper than the Ford Escape. Lower operating cost and greater ease of maneuvering in the city, although it doesn't compete in power or space. So, in that case, we wouldn't be comparing apples to apples. The price of the Trax starts at $20,400, and that makes it one of the cheapest SUVs here in the United States, with all the functionality it gives you inside. The fuel economy, I think it's a good option to consider. Their numbers and prices are very similar, like the Kia Soul, Nissan Kicks, and Hyundai Venue. Keep that in mind since you have options in this market. If you're going to buy it, I recommend that you go prepared to the dealership and keep your mouth shut at the dealer. That's the title of my book, where I offer preparation so you don't get taken for a fool, but instead you can go well prepared and make a good deal. Keep your mouth shut at the dealer. In the description of this video, you'll find a link that tells you how to download it. There are things you can't say at a dealership, because if you do, the salesperson will take advantage of it, and it's all about strategies. So, watch out for that. All right, there you have it. Would you buy the 2025 Chevrolet Trax, or prefer the Nissan Kicks? Which design do you like more? Or a Hyundai Venue? Or maybe a Kia Soul? Those are some options. The Ford Escape is another choice, along with several other SUVs in this size segment. Let me know in the comments if you own a Chevrolet Trax, and if you've had any issues. It's helpful to add that in the comments, as it benefits future buyers and other Chevrolet Trax owners. A big greeting to the whole community of Latin America, Mexico, Panama, Dominican Republic, Argentina, Colombia, Chile. Well, to everyone and obviously all the Latinos in the United States, a big hug. I send you my regards. See you in the next video. Bye.